UFC Freedom 250 is happening in a couple hours, and I'm just going to give my last minute thoughts on this card. I've already given my predictions for every fight on this card. I've given my detailed thoughts on the main and co-main events. I've said a lot about this card. Right now, I just want to say what I'm really thinking about this card as a whole. Some things about each of the fights that I think are going to happen. Nothing too serious, nothing too deep, just my general thoughts about this card. So without further ado, let's hop into it. On this first fight of the night, we have Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia. First of all, let me say, this card, I'm having the same feelings right now. Pardon that voice crack. What the fuck? I'm having the same feelings right now as I was having for UFC 300. Like, right when it was announced, everyone was saying, oh, this card is kind of mid. We thought it would be better. Only, I think, 6 fights at that time. Only 6 fights now. Only 7 fights on this card. But same with the UFC 300. Not like the number of fights, but the fights, everyone's like, oh, they're not that good. They're not that great. But now, day of, week of, all the build up, everything, I'm actually super hyped for this card. And I think this has potential to be just as good, if potentially not even better. Not even better. What the fuck am I talking about? To even better than UFC 300. And let me just say this card is a banger. You don't got a nigga in your ear saying, oh, what? Bo Nickel on the main card. We really have Bo Nickel. Steve Garcia? Really? Really? My bad. Sorry, I've just been some of you are fucking pissing me off. But anyway, let me just hop into it. Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia. I think this fight's gonna be a banger. I really do. And now, I know I already gave my prediction for Diego Lopez. So I'm not gonna like pretend it's some secret prediction. But I think Diego Lopez is gonna win. However, I do think this fight is going to be a banger. I keep seeing the meme, the TikToks where it's like Diego Lopez does his little throat thing and Steve Garcia thinks he's making fun of Charlie Kirk and slimes him out. There's a real possibility that happens. There's damn near a 50-50 chance. A shootout, Diego Lopez grabs for his neck, Steve Garcia activates his Charlie Kirk rage, goes into Opera AI mode or whatever. What is it? Grok AI mode. Just slimes out Diego Lopez, Elon Musk in the crowd. Anyway, what am I even talking about? I think this fight's going to be pretty good. I think Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia, I think they're going to bang it out. I think Diego Lopez isn't as high volume of a puncher fighter as people think. Yeah, he gets finishes. Yeah, he knocks people out. Yeah, he throws big looping meaty hooks, but it's not as much in volume. Look at that Gene Silva fight. Gene Silva was out voluming Diego Lopez, and Gene Silva's not very much of a volume striker. But Diego Lopez, when he does throw, that's where he gets it. He throws big hooks at a time, just bombing people in the pocket. And I think that's what he's going to get Steve Garcia with. I think Steve Garcia, sloppy boppy striker. I think he's going to run forward, throwing his big looping hooks like this, and just get clipped with a counter hook from Diego Lopez. And I think he gets put out cold. He's shown that he can be dropped by lesser punchers than Diego Lopez. He can be flatline KO'd by lesser punchers than Diego Lopez. Not even a super long time ago, just before this win streak he went on. And I think that's what happens to him. I think Diego Lopez slimes him out. He has a better chin than anyone Steve Garcia has ever finished. David Onama. I'm not rating David Onama's chin. Yeah, I'm going to get Diego Lopez. I also have a parlay for this card. I'm not a big bettor, but if I were going to bet, here's my parlay, and this is the one that I am betting on. I have Diego Lopez. That's just about even money. I have Kyle Dawkins. I don't rate Bo Nickel that high. Kyle Dawkins finishing Michel Pereira, and GM3 in the first round by slime outs is better than Bo Nickel's ever done in the UFC. He's never done anything better than that. And who else do I have in my parlay? I have Alex Pereira because these are damn near even odds. This is actually, I think, on my parlay, the riskiest one, but we'll get to that. But I made my detailed prediction video. I think that's a pretty risky play from me. That's a pretty risky play from me. That's a veteran move from me. Yeah, I know. When that plays out, just thank me for the money you made. But I think that's a pretty risky move from me. Kyle Dawkins, I don't know why he's such a big underdog. That's one we're going to talk about next. Kyle Dawkins, I just had a fucking Jeremy Fragrance tonsil stone moment. Bo Nickel, Kyle Dawkins. Bo Nickel, he just beat Rodolfo Vieira. Rodolfo Vieira just lost to a can in his last fight, got dominated in the second and third rounds, and rocked multiple times. That's Bo Nickel's big comeback win. And I know Rodolfo Vieira is. Bo Nickel's a good grappler. defensively. Offensively, he struggled a little bit with Cody Brundage. Yeah, he finished him, but it's Cody Brundage. He struggled a little bit with I can't remember the guy he fought in his debut, but had to nut shot him to take him down. And once he took him down, couldn't even get that arm triangle while he was still recovering from the nut shot. Just had to squeeze it till the guy was just like he eventually just gave up. He could still breathe, but it was just getting tight and uncomfortable, and he gave up. Who else has he finished on the ground? He beat Val Woodburn by KO, the 5'2" middleweight who was actually a welterweight and short for a welterweight, who then got cut after like 2 more fights in the UFC because he didn't win once. Who else has Bo Nickel beaten? He beat Paul Craig on the feet in a close decision. All right. All right, that's cool, I guess. Got dominated by RDR. RDR is a great fighter. To get dominated by RDR, though, not have a single moment in that entire fight, that doesn't speak well on you. A lot of people could get dominated by RDR. That doesn't mean that they're going to be a top contender. It's like, oh, well, if you fought RDR, it's not bad to lose to RDR. Yeah, he got dominated. RDR would dominate a lot of guys. I'm not going to rate Bo Nickel highly for getting dominated. Kyle Dawkins, Michel Pereira in the rankings at one point. GM3, borderline in the rankings at one point a while ago. So I'm not going to rate it too highly. But GM3 just had a good performance against a prospect. I don't know. I just feel like those two things are better than Bo Nickel's ever done. And I think if you are a betting man, I'm not a betting man, but I will be for tonight. Kyle Dawkins is, yeah, if you want a good underdog, I feel like it's got to be Kyle Dawkins. Sorry, Bo Nickel. You're getting slimed out on the card. Right now, by the way, the 2 Americans I have losing. Let's see who's going to pick it up. Michael Chandler Roofy. I think this fight is going to be a lot closer than people think. Roofy, let's look at who he just fought. BSD. I don't know why I'm just giving my prediction. You guys know my prediction. It's going to be Roofy. But Roofy, he lost to BSD. BSD's best performances are doing good against DP till he got finished. Michael Chandler did good against Dustin Poirier till he got finished. Roofy, who else has he beaten? He beat Dan Hooker. He beat Dan Hooker after getting hurt on the feet in the first round. Took him down, eventually, smudged out a decision. Michael Chandler slimed out Dan Hooker in 1 round. Those are all of BSD's good wins. Who else has he beaten? I guess he beat Roofy, but outside of Roofy, those are all of his good wins, all of his good performances. Yeah, he fought some unranked guys. I'm not rating those guys. Matt Frivola, really? Roofy did just slime out, what's his name? How am I forgetting? The Muay Thai guy fought Justin Gaethje. He just beat him. You guys know I know who I'm talking about. I'm just having a little bit of a CTE moment right now. Rafael Fiziev. Roofy did just slime him out. He was losing on the feet in the first round of Fiziev. Yeah, Fiziev's pretty decent, but he's not as good as a lot of people made him out to be. No power. I think if Chandler's hitting Roofy with those same shots Fiziev was hitting him with, he's at least rocking him. Chandler took down Paddy Pimblett, won that first round, and held him on the ground. Paddy Pimblett's hard to do that to. He's a decent grappler, a good grappler. Yeah, he lost to Gaethje. He made that a really close fight on the feet with no grappling. Chandler was able to take him down and hold him there pretty effectively. I think he can do that to Roofy for 1 or 2 rounds. We've seen in Roofy's fights, and his fight against the fat Mexican guy, I forget his name, he gassed out in that 3rd round after a not that high-paced fight from Roofy. I know Chandler's probably going to gas out, but if they're both gassed out and Chandler might be up 2 rounds from wrestling, from Roofy not throwing enough, I could see Chandler winning this. But I can't trust 38-year-old Chandler, which is why I picked Roofy. But, again, this fight could be pretty interesting. Now we have Josh Hoke, Derek Lewis. I'm not going to talk about this too much. Derek Lewis is washed. He always has a chance to land that big right hand, but everyone knows Josh Hoke's probably going to win it. I think this is going to be a pretty decent fight while it lasts. I think it's going to be like Josh Hoke's fight against that one black guy, the one fat black guy he fought before Blades, not Derek Lewis. I know Derek Lewis is also a fat black guy. I forget the guy's name. It's going to be like, why is Josh Hoke kind of going on a Drew Dober run at heavyweight right now? That one guy, Curtis Blades, now Derek Lewis, he took a step back in comp just to fight a black guy. But anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be like that where he just dominates Derek Lewis, outlands him, takes him down, tires him out. Derek Lewis won't have any pop left on his shots. I know he KO'd Volkov in the 3rd round. That was a long time ago. That's a different Derek Lewis. He always has the potential to do that. But I think he's just going to get exhausted. However, After that weigh-in stuff, Derek Lewis might be motivated. So who knows? Maybe he won't give up on himself. Maybe he'll land that shot. That's always the chance for Derek Lewis. So we'll see, I guess. Now we have Sean O'Malley, Amian Zahabi. If you're picking Amian Zahabi, you're just trying to be a hardcore. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you that. If you're picking Amian Zahabi, you're just trying to be a hardcore. Amian Zahabi lost to Cheeto Vera. I don't care what the judges said. Amian Zahabi lost to Cheeto Vera. Yeah, we're not going to do MMA math, but to some extent, if you lose to Cheeto Vera, and then this is post O'Malley fight Cheeto Vera, where he looks significantly worse. If you lose a fight to Cheeto Vera, or even have a close, let's say you want to say Amian Zahabi won, you have a close decision with Cheeto Vera that could have gone either way, you're not beating Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley showed he was 12 levels ahead of Cheeto Vera in the striking. And in the grappling, I'd even say Cheeto Vera is a better defensive and offensive grappler than Zahabi. Zahabi, I'm pretty sure, has scored one takedown in his entire UFC career. Let's see. Will it say it here? Doesn't say. Yeah, but O'Malley averages more takedowns than Zahabi. He has a better 14%. If you're picking Amian Zahabi to ragdoll O'Malley, your bus might have been a little bit short. You might have had the smaller bus riding to school. But then look at that. No submissions even attempted. Come on. He's not going to out wrestle O'Malley. O'Malley arguably could be a better grappler than Zahabi. The striking, if you just look at them by the eye test, common opponents, anything you want to look at, O'Malley's the better striker. He's taller, he's lankier, longer reach, longer leg reach. Zahabi, he's younger too. Zahabi is what, like 37, 36, as I say their age? I think Zahabi's like 37 years old. O'Malley's in his prime. There's no way. I just can't in good conscience ever pick someone like Amian Zahabi. I don't mean that in a racial way or anything. I can't pick Amian Zahabi to beat Sean O'Malley. So that again, I'm confident in that pick for myself too. Now the Alex Pereira pick, I made a long video on this. I think the leg kicks are going to get it done for him. I think Cyril Gane is a guy who moves around a lot, but he doesn't move around in the right way, if that makes sense. He moves, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has good footwork. He has footwork that he uses, but it's not that good. He just moves around, which is enough for most heavyweights to not be able to hit him because they're fat blobs. Look at Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, heavy hitter, gonna knock out Cyril Gane, I think. I predicted in the third round because after those leg kicks get going, Cyril Gane, we saw it in the Volkov fight. He slowed down after a couple leg kicks. Pereira has better, faster, stronger low kicks than Volkov. I think after a few low kicks, after that first round, that I think Cyril Gane will win. I think he'll slow down in that second round, eventually slow down enough, not be able to get out of the way of those shots enough in the third round, where he either gets rocked and shoots like a sloppy takedown like Magomed Ankalaev did and get ground and pound TKO'd like that, or he just gets flatline KO'd by Alex Pereira. I'm pretty confident in this pick too. Cyril Gane could win, but he's pillow-fisted. He's not finishing Pereira. From the way he fights, Cyril Gane does get hit because, again, he moves around a lot, has good footwork, head movement for a heavyweight. It's not objectively good footwork and head movement. Any decent fighter he's gone against, he got hit by, and he got hit by Tai Tuivasa a pretty decent amount. That's why that fight was so good. It was a war. If you're going to war with Tai Tuivasa, I can't in good conscience, I know that's a different tie. MMA math doesn't always work, but Cyril Gane's not demonstrating anything to me to say he's going to be able to avoid those leg kicks. He's not going to slow down from those leg kicks. He's not going to get hit at all in this fight from a big shot from Pereira. I think a big shot that rocks Cyril Gane, Pereira has better finishing instincts than anyone he's fought except maybe Aspinall. I think Pereira finishes him. So I have Pereira, and that's why I put him on my parlay. And this one, I'm a different man now. I've been called out for dick riding in my other videos. Yes, that's true. However, it's like calling to me right now. Pause. I was about to say that. No, it's calling to me to just meat ride Ilya Taporia right now. Pause. Not in that way. But I'm going to be objective here. Justin Gaethje, of course, has a chance. He could leg kick. I don't know. Could he really? Justin Gaethje's leg kicks haven't changed any fight except the Eddie Alvarez fight. And that's still a fight he got TKO'd in. His leg kicks are a little overrated. He hasn't used them effectively recently at all. He's not one punch KO'd anyone. He hasn't KO'd anyone with his hands actually since like what? Like Tony Ferguson. Even then, standing TKO in the 5th round. Before that, it was like James Vick, Donald Cerrone, Edson Barboza, guys who aren't known for having like the craziest of chins a long time ago. I don't see much threat for Justin Gaethje KOing Ilya, especially not with one punch. I think Justin is going to land on Ilya. Don't get me wrong. Ilya has good defense, but he gets hit. He rolls with shots, good, but he gets hit still. But I just think he's going to get hit. And when he gets hit, he throws back. And I think Justin Gaethje is going to get, a little bit used to getting hit, get overconfident. And I think he's going to get KO'd by Ilya. And that's really my thoughts on this card. All right, my camera just died. What was I saying? Something about the card, the fight, all that good and dandy stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this fight card. I think it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be the best fight card we've had since UFC 300, maybe even better than that. All the fights are set up to be finishes also. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Every fight on here is set up to be a finish. They did that on purpose, and I like that because this is kind of like a fake card a little bit. They set this fight. This is an artificially set up card for there to be good fights and finishes. We don't need, women's prelim fight. We don't need fights that are just, keeping fighters busy. This card is for one reason and one reason only. That's entertainment, and that's how they set it up. So I'm excited for this card. Good fights, up and down, top to bottom. I was hating on the Bo Nickel fight. I'm still hating on the Bo Nickel fight, but I'm not hating on it as much now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Come back to this video after UFC Freedom 250. Tell me what I got right. Tell me what I got wrong in this video. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Remember to like and subscribe as well. Remember to do that. Remember to like and subscribe. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace.